Hello racing fans, this is NASCAR Racing Fan 2015, and look at this, we're at the Belleville Walmart, and we're going to hopefully look for some Wave 2, or maybe we'll find something else. You know, first week of May, weather's nice out, and it's starting to kick up for summer, so I'm really excited to film this for you guys. And we're nearing ever so closely to that awesome toy aisle, man. The anticipation is building. And we're down the aisle. And look, it's the Daytona Wave. We have washed up Ryan Newman with the Daytona 500 magnet there. Denny DeRails and his Daytona 500 thing. Then another Denny DeRails. Look at that, Daytona 500. Man, what a shiny trading car that is. Ooh, we have a new one, Paul Menard and his Motorcraft car. And look at this, we have Kevin Harvick and his Mobil 1 car. And there's the, that's a magnet, I believe. And then we have Kevin Harvick again, a Mobil 1 with the Daytona thing. And then we have Jamie McMurray and his McDonald's car. Martin Truex Jr. and his auto owners with the Daytona card. And then we have Joey Logano, and there it is, Daytona 500. And here's the regular edition of Joey Logano's Shell Pennzoil car from Wave 1. And a regular MTJ auto owner's car from Wave 1. And then there's another Martin Truex Jr. auto owners like you see here. And look, Chase Elliott, Little Caesars. Completely useless. Yeah, so there it is. It's the Daytona Wave. Yeah, all right. And here it is. Austin Dillon's Dow with the 124. Chase Elliott and his Napa. And look at this. We have Ugly Duckling Clint Boyer and his Mobil 1. And then the haulers are the same thing. I'm surprised they haven't stocked, but whatever. And let's look at your Cars 3 selection. Yes, there's the 5-pack I bought earlier. And look at this. Same thing. Same thing. Same things. Absolutely the same. It's the same game here. Same things. Same since May. Mattel sucks. They're just a bunch of corporate greedy morons trying to cash in on kids. Anyways, here we are at the Walmart in O'Fallon, Illinois. Yes, on the same day after finding the Daytona Wave. What do you know? We're back here. I want to find some Wave 2. I mean, I don't need anything from the Daytona Wave. I'd like to see something good, and here we go. And look at this. It's the Daytona Wave. Washed up Ryan Newman and his Caterpillar Daytona 500 car. Then we have Martin Truex Jr. and his Auto Owners Daytona. Paul Menard and his Motorcraft Daytona. Ooh, look at this. God on Wheels. William Byron's Exalta, the Daytona 500 car. And then we have washed up Ryan Newman once again and his Caterpillar, the regular car. Here's Denny Hamlin and his Daytona car. And then we have Kevin Harvick and Mobil 1 Daytona. And here's a new one. We have Jimmy Johnson and his Lowe's Daytona car. And then we have another Jimmy Johnson, the Lowe's for Pros from the Daytona Wave. William Byron, God on Wheels once again. Denny DeRails and his Daytona car. Look at that. And then once again, washed up Ryan Newman and his Daytona car. Ooh, and here's another one. We have Chase Elliott and his Napa. And remember, yeah, I still don't have that car. And look at this. Let's just go through this. Yeah, same thing. Why even bother with quality? I mean, look at this. Mattel has horrible quality. So yeah, what do you know? It's the Daytona Wave here in the NASCAR Authentics. And man, we're going to go over this random wave. And I mean, the one issue I have with this wave is just the fact, just some of the cars they put in this wave, and we'll get onto it. So I think Brad Keselowski's discount tire was in this wave. I didn't see it, but I heard it online. Yeah, that car, basically, I already have that, so I didn't pick that one up. I didn't get any of the cars. I mean, I have that majority of them. I don't need them, per se. So yeah, and then we have the Kevin Harvick Mobile 1 car, and I didn't get this car because you know, lame duck, Mustangs coming up in 2019. Might as well save money for the Mustangs. But the worst part about this car, the worst thing about putting this in the Daytona wave is just the fact that this car did not run in the Daytona 500. If Lionel wanted to make a proper Daytona wave, they should have put the Jimmy John's car in instead of the Mobile 1. It makes no sense. The Mobile 1 car didn't even run at Speed Weeks. It was the Busch car in the Clash, and it was the Jimmy John's car in the Daytona 500. So why on earth are they putting the Mobile 1 car in? Why? I guess because they had a couple lying around and they had to get rid of them or something. It's kind of stupid. Back in the day, you saw like Tony Stewart's Office Depot, and then you saw like Dale Jr.'s amp with the Daytona 500 logo. And I think they might have had Dale Jr.'s National Guard, but at the same time, at least that car ran during Speed Weeks in obviously the Budweiser shootout back in the day. So yeah, there was at least that. And I mean, I get they're trying to bring the nostalgia back, but that's not the brightest idea. Oh yeah, I completely skipped over the obvious. The Daytona 500 winning car in Austin Dillon. That one wasn't in this video either. Yeah, that car, I'm surprised. When I first heard about it, I thought, oh, it's just an exclusive thing for, Austin Dillon winning. But, I was surprised there was a Daytona 500 wave and stuff like that. And obviously I already got that car, so I didn't need it. Next up, we have Chase Elliott in number 9, Napa Auto Parts. And yeah, this is another car on the Daytona wave. He crashed hard in that car, man. That was a tough hit as he went right into the wall, man. That was a tough hit. And obviously that ended Danica Patrick's career. So, I mean, Chase Elliott took one for the team. But anyways, I didn't pick up this car. And the even sadder part is this is the car. I still don't have this car. Like I said, I think the Chase Elliott, like the next wave of the Napa cars get shipped out, I think May 24th. I am hoping Lionel Racing, like this is a new batch of cars that they're making, and they end up putting the 9 in the right way and making the blue A-pillar and stuff like that so I get an accurate car, and then I can get the last laugh that I got an accurate car. But then you watch, they'll do that and then they'll put it on the PTC mold. And then, yeah, that'll be horrible. But anyways, yeah, still don't have that car. Basically, that's the one thing separating me from filming the NASCAR Own Tools Cup Series 2018 races and sitting here doing nothing. So, yeah, that's fun. Then after that, we have Denny Hamlin and Denny Derails and his FedEx Express car. And obviously this car in the Daytona 500. Oh, yeah. Third place, he kind of choked up again. I think he had the lead, but, Denny Hamlin fashion, he choked it up. And Almirola got the lead. Eric Almirola in the 10 car. Yeah, you got beat by the 10 car for the lead. And then, he wrecked and stuff like that, but he still grabbed the lead from him. And then Austin Dillon won. And then he got into some controversy that weekend by talking about Adderall. And then Bubba Wallace roasted him for saying, oh yeah, Denny Hamlin needs to take some Adderall, stuff like that. Denny Hamlin's an idiot. I hate Denny Derails. Choker every year. And then obviously the whole Martinsville thing was stupid. And what else? He shoved Ryan Blaney into the wall or something. I need to make a Denny Hamlin video where I just rant on how bad of a driver he is and why Christopher Bell should be in the 11 car by now. But anyways, getting off topic, I probably shared too much information. But yeah, the Daytona 500 car for Denny Hamlin. I didn't get this car because I got last year's. I mean, why bother with this one? I think the purple's brighter and I think the FedEx logo's bigger. That'd be the only reason why I'd get that car. So obviously I passed on it. And then Next up, this was a new one in the video. We had Paul Menard and his Motorcraft car. And now, I get putting the Motorcraft car. Okay, let me explain. I know he ran the Omnicraft car, but you know, at the time, I'm sure they probably produced this a couple months in advance. They didn't know. Because Motorcraft was obviously scheduled to sponsor the 500, but they switched as a brand to Omnicraft. And now, I mean, you look at the other ones, like, I mean, maybe Newman I get, because Caterpillar was the primary sponsor until they switched out. But the Harvick Mobile one, you really expected that car to be in the Daytona 500. The Truex Jr. Auto Owners, even I know this, if I could have made a better Daytona Wave. But whatever, they were on Chinese New Year and they probably wanted to release something stupid. Oh my gosh. But anyways, yeah, I already have that car, you know, so I didn't get it. We'll see it again in Wave 2, so not much to talk about there. Then we have Joey Logano once again. And obviously, I think Logano got a top 10 finish, as well as Paul Menard. Both of them did fairly well in Daytona 500 and are well represented in the Daytona Wave. That's not going to get old. But anyways, yeah, I already have that car. Why bother? I'm not a huge Joey Logano fan. I don't need to buy it because of that. And then next up, we have William Byron's Exalta car. And yeah, I already got this car, God on wheels. I didn't want to get it again. So as you guys know, like they went back and changed the Exalta car after the running because Hendrick Motorsports just randomly slopped that paint scheme unveiled together and didn't properly design the car. That car had like a red outlining, but this time, you know, they changed it back to the regular thing on the car. And on the standard edition, it was the same way. They changed it. And so this car, it just looks ugly. I wouldn't prefer buying it. It just, there's better quality elsewhere. So I would prefer getting it. And then we have washed up Ryan Newman and his Caterpillar Camaro for the Daytona 500. And oh yeah, I forgot to go over William Byron. Yeah, and William Byron, yeah, in that race, he crashed in the Exalta car. So I don't know if that would be a big celebratory moment. I mean, he didn't do that well. Next up, we have washed up Ryan Newman and his Caterpillar car. Should not be in this series. But anyways, yeah, I mean, this one has a little bit more slack, but I mean, it would have been cool. It just would have been cool if they would have released the Bass Pro Cabela's car in this wave. That would have been a lot better, would have made it a lot more hype, stuff like that. But, you know, it's Lionel. I mean, they're kind of playing it a little bit too conservative in terms of that. But Newman in the Daytona 500, he got in a wreck. He was a non-factor. I think maybe he lucked out in that top 15. I don't know. But yeah, Caterpillar car, already have it. Moving on. Next up, we have Jimmy Johnson and his Lowe's for Pros car. The last Lowe's car in the Daytona 500. And obviously, if you guys don't know, in that race, taken out by Checkers or Records. He overcorrected for the 10,000th time. And now, sure, you could say, oh, Ricky Stenhouse was too aggressive. But then Eric Jones made some stupid move to try to avoid it and then got loose and overcorrected. And boom, Jimmy Johnson into the wall. So, yeah, didn't fare well for the 48, so that wouldn't be a very commemorative car to get. Already have that car. Moving on, you'll see it in Wave 2. Next up, we have MTJ and his Auto Owners Camry. I don't get why Lionel put this car in, but whatever. This car ran 8 races. 8. You really think they're the primary sponsor? And by the way, the new Auto Owners car, I don't know if I talked about this, the new Auto Owners car is absolutely ugly. The big A, what is this, the Atlanta Braves or something? Shop on. But it just looks stupid. Are you kidding me? And you know, the Exalta logo did it way better. I mean, that one, you know, looks pretty cool how they, you know, how it's centered and stuff like that. And like the A is cool. I mean, this one, it's like, it takes up like 75% of the hood. and it looks like it's a joke. It's an awful car. It ruined the auto owner's car. That was like the best car, one of the best cars he had, and now I dread seeing that car on track because that big, ugly A. Oh my gosh. I get Martin Truex Jr. is an A+ driver, but come on, you don't need to show it on the car. Well, it could be worse. They could put the A logo like on the side. And then they'll probably do it for what is the next one? I think Michigan. Yeah, they'll probably do it for that one. So I probably just jinxed it. But yeah, why is this car in the Daytona Wave? I don't know. Just because they had some in the back. And what do you know? Cash in. Already have this car. Moving on. And by the way, in the Daytona 500, if you guys want to know, he had that absolutely awesome move where, he tried to avoid the wreck, but Jeffrey Earnhardt and Newman came down and he got destroyed. So he choked up another Daytona 500. Bravo, MTJ. Should have needed your spotter for that. And then lastly, we have Average Bowman. Oh wait, Alex Bowman and his Nationwide Camaro. This one wasn't in the video, but it's obviously the other car. Now, this car, I think it's a positive one because, he won the pole award. So there's something good. It's not completely thrown out or, it doesn't remind you of getting crashed in the wall. Or, well, he did wreck in that race. I mean, he finished like 20th and he got in that. But, I mean, there's more positive vibes than negative vibes. Already have that car. Doesn't matter, I've seen it in a couple waves. I guess if you want to be commemorative, yeah. So bottom line, the Daytona Wave could have been a whole lot better if, one, they would have released it in January instead of mid-April, early May. And second of all, the cars all of them should have actually been in the Daytona 500, or at least during speed weeks. I mean, really, the auto owner's car, the Mobil 1 car, the Caterpillar car. Why are they in this wave? They did not even touch the track at Daytona. It just looks like an oxymoron. Like you see, it just bothers me. I see the Daytona 500 logo, and then I see the auto owner's car, and I think, that car wasn't in the Daytona 500. What are they talking about? But to be completely honest, the Daytona Wave, I mean, just like Daytona Day, it's kind of useless and stupid. It's just kind of out there. The only cars that are commemorative really are Austin Dillon and Alex Bowman's cars. The other ones you'll just remember for crashing in a wreck fest, or if you just want to start a collection for the Daytona 500 or something. Good for them for bringing the nostalgia back in the day, but they could have done it better. Why not instead, remember when they had those awesome, 2008, 2009, I remember getting the Dale Jr. Amp Energy car. It was like a booklet or something you got. They had the entire schedule, all the Daytona 500 winners. And then they had the Daytona 500 program car. And then you had Dale Jr.'s Amp car. Why couldn't they have done that instead? Oh yeah, that was probably also released the week of the Daytona 500, not in freaking April. Yeah, so Lionel, it's a work in progress. It could have been a lot better, but whatever. This is just a random video. I've started to look for Wave 2. No luck. So the next video will probably be in June or something. We'll look for Wave 2. Hopefully I can be successful.